Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello, welcome to episode 124 of 15 Minutes of Genius. I just like saying any episode that has 1, 2 in front of it. So I'm going to enjoy it all the way from 124 all the way to 129, and then it goes to 13, which is not as fun to say. Anyway, rambling on. This is a show we bring on entrepreneurs, people that have created great brands, emerging brands, new brands, brands that are growing in natural, conventional, mass market, online, Amazon. So it's cool to hear the stories. And we talk about the struggles, just the down times, and also the up times when the product's doing great. But there's always two sides of the coin when starting a business. So big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. He's the guy. He's putting together, fresh off a great dinner, quesadilla and nachos. He's fueled up and ready to go for this. And definitely he's looking peppy over there. All right. So again, Mark Nicholas, Mark at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. He does editing. He does podcasts. He's amazing. Make sure to reach out to him. So without further ado, I've met Sydney. So at least through LinkedIn and also email. I don't think I've met her in person, but from just seeing her posts, seems like awesome. We just actually talked right before we started this taping. Wonderful human being, super warm, great story. So looking forward to this. So Sydney with French Squirrel. She's the founder and CEO. What is French Squirrel? It's a plant-based, high-protein, healthy treat for mid-morning, mid-afternoon, pre or post-workout snack. That's it in a nutshell. So Sydney, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for the sorry for the intro. That was so nice. I feel like I know you even though I don't know you, Alex,
Mm-hmm.
because of LinkedIn. I would say I'm pretty active on it, and that's how I connect with a lot of people. I think that it's seriously the new Facebook. It's my favorite thing to go on just randomly during the workday. Sometimes I'll just check it, see what people are up to. And it's super cool to see all these CPG brands like Genius Juice and love your product, love everything that you've done. So
Thank
you're a
you.
huge inspiration to me. So
I appreciate that. Those are really, thank you, Sydney. Super, super kind
yeah, of course.
words. And LinkedIn is awesome. And I just hope to God it never turns into anything resembling TikTok. That's my only wish. It's like it doesn't turn into
Oh my
like
God. Same.
video, you know, over stimulation video. So
Hmm.
LinkedIn's got to keep it pure, like knocking on wood. They keep it the way it is. So
Yeah.
yeah. So who do how long have you actually been on LinkedIn, by the way, just before going into your product story? Like, what have you gotten out of LinkedIn? Are you connecting with founders? Are you connecting with buyers? Like, tell us more about what you've gotten out of it thus far.
Yeah. I think it's extremely underrated, and I think more people need to use it. And it's been huge for me. I post all the time, and I know that we were just talking about this previously before we even, got to recording, but really just about being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I really like about the platform because it hasn't turned into something as quote unquote serious as some of these other social media platforms. It's kind of just like I post whatever I want to post in the moment. Whereas now I find with my company Instagram, everything has become a little bit more curated. And with TikTok too, like almost a stress thing. What am I going to post today on my company Instagram? What can I post as a reel or a TikTok? And I, I'm super grateful for everything and the fact that I even um I even know how to do everything, because there are a lot of companies who obviously, depending on, like, I'm a millennial, so the fact that it just comes naturally where I can figure it out on my own as a founder I'm grateful for that, because I know that's something that not everyone is as lucky to say. But it comes with a sort of stress now, because before it was more like a passion project, and it still is, but I know that consistent social media posting generates sales. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's the case. It's getting people to look at your Instagram every morning when they wake up and you're the first thing they see. Like, even if it translates to sales in a different way, like not directly to the website, but like,
Hmm.
maybe they're walking around and they stumble upon EREWHON, and then they go, "Oh, well, I saw those protein bites on Instagram the other day, so I'm gonna go try them." So sometimes it doesn't even mean it's like a D2C purchase, but just keeping it in mind. But with LinkedIn, I've just been sharing my wins, resharing other CPG founders' posts, and really just like hyping people up. And a huge inspiration to me is Midday Squares.
Hmm.
Jake,
I was just thinking about them when you talked about
yeah,
Instagram. Yep.
yes, and they're a huge inspiration to me because they're very loud, and they're like they go after it. Like they post so much consistently on LinkedIn, and they hype themselves up, they hype other brands up, and it makes me now think, okay, well, I know that in this day and age, millennials want more and more and more transparency, or this generation does. So what I'm trying to navigate now is what parts of my business do I reveal and what do I not reveal? That's something that I struggle with because I feel like there's this movement of transparency, talking about manufacturing and talking about the costs of this and the numbers and the sales. And then, Jake and Midday Squares, they've inspired me to share more. I don't know if I could share as much as they do
Hmm.
because it's a lot, even,
Right.
but they
Right.
they they pull it off. And so LinkedIn has been extremely beneficial for me. I know that it's been great for sales too, because there are just all these random people that I would have never met if I was just on Instagram or just on TikTok.
Exactly. I think the key thing, like a big takeaway, is being, like you said, being your authentic self on LinkedIn, and it allows you to do
Yeah.
that. There's a balance, right? What I love about LinkedIn is, I want to get into your brand for sure, but
Oh
on the
yeah, no
LinkedIn
worries.
side, like, you can post something great that happened. I got this new retail chain. I got EREWHON. I got whatever. I got some new
Yeah.
retail chain. I got this victory. I broke, an all time record high for sales this month. But then there's the other side where you're unapologetically yourself on LinkedIn. And
Yes.
I've been finding, like I did a post a few nights ago where I had to stay up really late after the BevNet event, and it showed me at the desk like pounding headache, but having to finish something that couldn't wait.
Yes. I saw your post.
And it's gotten, it's the most viewed post I've ever done. And it was literally just a simple picture of a day in the life. So you definitely hit the nail on the head, Sydney, which is you want to share victories, but you also want to share the struggles because people really
Yeah.
relate. Like, I call it fake book, right? It's just,
Uh-huh.
it's like everything's going great and everything's glamorous and rainbows and unicorns. But
Yes.
in the entrepreneurial world, which is on LinkedIn, which is more raw, it's not like that. 80% of the time,
No.
it's chaos. 90%, and you have 10% to celebrate, right? So,
Yeah, and I totally get that, and that is something on a day-to-day basis that I struggle with is what do I share, what do I not share? And then every time I share one of those posts like yours that you just said of a day in the life, like you're struggling or you're working, it's not so glamorous. Like, it's not a post, oh yay, got a new account or whatever. It's showing what really goes on. And that is what gets the most engagement because people want to see it. And so I think myself, am I going to put on my Instagram story now like this is real life, like my sending invoices and paying this and doing that, like it doesn't look nice. I'm not going to show that.
right, it's got to be something. It's definitely there's a science to and an
Yeah.
art to posting on LinkedIn where it has to be something. It could be real and raw. There's victories, but it could be real, raw, and very authentic. Yet it has to be something
Yeah.
that people can also relate to. And it has to be the way that it's done, the way that it's said, the way the picture is, the
Yeah.
angle, the expression. And the shout out you said, and I want to dive right into French Squirrel right after this last statement. The shout
Oh
out
yeah.
is to Midday Squares on like you're starting to adopt what they're doing, right? Like I'm adopting what they're doing
Yeah.
because it's a new way of connecting with people on LinkedIn and getting engagement for being yourself. Like, you don't have to try hard. You're just posting, here's who I am. You don't have to worry about it. And you post whenever you want. Like, I don't have,
Yeah.
I don't want to post every day on TikTok 4 videos a day where I'm juggling 4 bottles in the air, in front
Yeah.
of an EREWHON. It'd be awesome to do that, but it's not me. Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
all about like the hustle and the struggle and like celebrating victories and having team dinners, and we all like gather and talk about the
Yeah.
future. So anyway, it's like we're kindred spirits here, where I think we align on on how to attract the right people right in our
Yes.
lives.
100%.
So French Squirrel, let's go into what the product is. What is it about? I'm looking at the LinkedIn page. It looks definitely like delicious and very fluffy, but what is it? Tell us more.
Okay, so we have two product lines. The first is the original berets. So they're protein bites shaped like little French hats. And we have four flavors: peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower seed butter, and tahini cashew butter. And they're low sugar protein bites. So I appreciate the photo. It looks good.
Absolutely. It looks
So they're
absolutely salivating. Salivating.
okay. So they're protein bites that look like chocolate truffles, but they
Hmm.
really are low sugar in the sense that you get that afternoon craving out of the way of chocolate, but it doesn't have the blood sugar spike that a normal candy bar would have. So the chocolate that we use is extremely high quality, 100% pure cacao, no soy lecithin, no emulsifiers, no preservatives. So it's really just extremely high quality, and it's a great afternoon snack, as you mentioned, and pre and post workout because of the protein. And it's really a great just in between meal snack to hold you over. Uh, and then the second line that we launched, I don't know if I should go into that yet,
Absolutely.
or
Like,
okay,
the floor is yours, whatever you want to talk about.
okay.
Yep.
So then the second line that we just launched recently, only a few weeks ago, also a French name, Bateaus. So my favorite dessert, berets can be eaten as a dessert, and some of my customers do eat it as a dessert, but for me it was always a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack because it was low sugar, so I never thought that it would be a dessert. So it's just funny to even, like, I'm sure you could relate to this, Alex, to like seeing how your customers enjoy your product. Like, I never in a million years would have thought to, like, everyone goes berets and fruit. Like, everyone's cutting up fruit and cutting up my product and eating it together. And I'm like, I never thought of that in my life, but okay. That
You're
works.
creating a need, right? You're creating something out of nothing, which is a true entrepreneur, where there was not a need before. It's not like everyone was thinking
Yeah.
about this product, but by creating it and marketing it and hustling and getting in the stores and online, people are trying it, and and they're coming back. I want to take a couple steps back. I feel like Office Space.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Before I
take,
won't go
yeah,
into it. Yeah. I won't go into the second product yet. I'll wait.
yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, and just when I was doing the Office Space,
Yes.
like, can we take a little step back here? Like, it's fun. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
Peter. But what is, yeah? It's all time favorite movie. I'm just random movie quotes. When you're doing
No,
four
it's okay.
interviews in a row, in the studio, it gets really loopy on interview number 4, which is you. So
Oh no.
I might
Sorry.
get random here, but let me refocus. So,
Yeah.
what is the word you just said? It's called berets. Berets.
Berets, just
What?
like a French hat, a little
Right.
French hat.
Okay. What does it look
So,
like? How's it different from your core
so
line?
Oh, okay. No, so sorry. The second product is bateaux, which are stuffed
Bateaux.
dates
Okay.
yes, that are coated in chocolate. That means boat in French. And so I
Got it.
just continued with the French theme because I thought the little stuffed dates looked like little boats. So then I just
Love
called
it.
them bateaux. So berets and bateaux. And of course, I'm like, I'm not saying it with my French accent, but it's really funny to hear people pronounce it. And like you just said, I'm creating my own category.
Right.
So it's just funny to me. And you just mentioned that I created something that I, people didn't know that they needed, which is actually one of the most frequently sent messages, like to my Instagram account, like my company account. Everyone says, I didn't know that I needed this product until you launched. And I'm like, wow, what a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically
So,
taking something that is a staple in France, I would assume, right? I visited France. I remember, like in Paris, I remember seeing berets. I remember seeing it in the coffee shops and on display. So you're taking something that is really well known there, but relatively unknown here. Yet it's like something that people really, really could like. So which one do you think, like, which one do you like better? Is it just they're different? Which one is your
well,
go-to?
first, the thing is, it doesn't even make sense. People in France probably wouldn't even understand doing, which is the funny part because
Oh,
a beret is an accessory, like a literal hat.
oh, so it's actually not
And
a
no,
snack
it's
in
not. It's
France.
not. It's no. It's
Oops,
not. And
my
neither.
bad.
And a no, 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 no. It's okay. And a bateau is a boat, and I'm literally calling a date a boat, and it doesn't even make sense. Like it's. I'm just talking about what it reminds me of because the protein
Oh,
bites look like little French hats, and I did actually live in France for 6 months, and I noticed something that I really took from their culture. So I am my mom's side of the family is French. My late grandmother was French, and something that I really took from their culture studying abroad there was always, no matter what time in the afternoon I left, to go walking around, whether it be 2, 3, 4, people were always outside with a little cup of coffee, their little espresso, and either a croissant or a little cake or a little snack, something. And I learned that that's called une pause, a pause. And it just
mm,
means that everyone takes a pause in the middle of their day, even if they have a 9 to 5 job, whatever that may be. In France, it's usually like 11 a.m. They don't start until then,
right,
anyways. But
right.
but no matter who you are, you take a break in the middle of the day for a little like pause, a little snack. And so that's kind of the essence of the whole brand itself. And but instead of a croissant, that's sometimes not the best thing to eat every day. But if you like
Right.
that, that's fine too. Uh, all about food freedom here as well. So if that's what you want, that's totally fine. But that's where the sentiment is inspired from. Une pause, an afternoon snack.
Cool. It's really great when I'm hearing you talking about this. There's a story, right? Like your family is French, right? You lived in France for
Yeah.
six months. You really integrated kind of the cultural values like into this product, like a pause, having something as a midday snack. I like
Hmm.
how you kind of tie that all together, and that's like I don't say this often on the show, but incredibly clever branding. It's not easy to
Thank
brand
you.
a product because people are buying on the why, not just on the what. The what is like great, but the why and why should I support this? Why would I want to buy this? When you have a story there, and I have not been your website in a month or two. I'm trying to remember exactly what it looked like, but it's probably French inspired, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay, I would guess. So the story's great. It's awesome. Let's move on just to one quick thing. I just want to squeeze this in before we run out of
Yeah.
time. Is people also, besides running French Squirrel, they know that you're at EREWHON. We mentioned EREWHON a couple times. What's been your experience, you know, being there? You're a brand manager there. You help bring in some of the Genius Juice flavors, which we're like super
Yeah.
grateful for. But tell us, what is it like being there? You've been there for a couple years now, or 1 year.
Hmm.
What? Just give us kind of a elevator thing on how it's
Yes.
been there.
Yes, so I'm approaching my 2 years there,
Nice.
and it's so amazing to work with all these brands, and most vendors that I talk to obviously don't know that I have a side hustle until they find some LinkedIn post because that's what it is. It's LinkedIn. But I work in their brand management department, like you just said, and I help onboard new products that come into EREWHON, and also the marketing that helps push it out, get customers to buy the products. And I, the president of the company is the one who makes all the decisions in bringing the products in. But we really, the program that I'm a part of, our CARES program, we see all the newest hottest, coolest products all the time. And it's more of a fast track into EREWHON.
Hmm.
So I'm constantly looking at new items. And that's why I'm on LinkedIn all the time, why I'm on Instagram all the time. Like, this is where all these products are launching and coming to life. So I'm extremely grateful for my position at EREWHON, because I I wouldn't know the business like I do if I didn't have it. It's huge. It's everything. It's the reason why I'm here. So
Yeah, yeah, it really it inspired you to, go into being an entrepreneur, going into creating a product, seeing all these great, awesome new products that are coming out. So yeah, I mean, EREWHON is so legendary. I mean,
yeah.
it's never said enough, right? You probably hear it all the time, but when I talk with any East Coasters that have brands in New York, I tell them, yeah, you should launch on the West Coast, and they're like, we're presenting the EREWHON.
EREWHON.
Like, EREWHON is the first like destination, and I remember just really quick story, and then need to get to the
Yeah.
next segment. When we first produced our Genius coconut smoothies, I remember it was in 16-ounce bottles. They were square. It was in
Mm.
2014, and I'll email you one of these old images. But we
Okay.
we did production. We put in a van, and then we drove and literally delivered it direct. And I remember going through the garage all the way to the back to the
Oh
receiving.
my God. Yes. At the
Yeah.
Beverly location, probably you were
Yep.
at.
And this was at that time, the Beverly was the only location open. Again, this was seven and a half
Yeah.
years ago, and
No, yeah.
EREWHON's,
I
yeah,
used to shop there with my grandmother
mm,
before it was even the EREWHON that it is today. Like, when it was not even cool.
right, yeah. So you were there before it was cool. That's a claim to
Yeah.
fame right there.
Yes. Can I
So,
ask one thing? Can I
yep.
ask one thing? Did you ever imagine with Genius smoothies, for example, like, because this is what I see on Instagram with some, women that I follow on Instagram that are, consuming your product. They drizzle it over fruit bowls. Like, they make a fruit bowl in the morning and then they pour it on top. And then my thought was, I was like, I want to ask Alex a question. And my question is, did you ever imagine your product being used in that way? Like, as a glaze for
Uh,
fruit?
oh man, it's a really long answer, but I'll try to keep it short.
Okay.
I saw it as a smoothie base, and I saw it as a drink. I didn't know it'd actually
Okay.
be drizzled on granola. I never actually did that until learning from other influencers and fans that did it on Instagram.
Mhm.
So I would have never known, and that's really the inspiration behind, the original being number one, right? Because
Yeah.
that plain smoothie can be used for coffee creamer, for granola, for a smoothie base. We always say in our branding, like, drink it straight or blend in a smoothie, the original, right?
Yeah.
We are out of time, but we do have one more segment, which is called Rapid Fire Questions. Rapid Fire Questions. All right, so we are under the gun here. We got 1 minute, so we got to go quick
Okay.
because I think Mark has to go, right? You have to go. All right, so here we go. For music, which decade is the best? The 70s, 80s, or 90s?
80s.
What do you do for exercise?
Hot yoga and Pilates.
Love it. It's an LA
Sorry,
thing.
basic. I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh my God. The Blind Side.
Have never seen that, but now I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Chocolate. I remember my old roommate that, from 10 years ago. I'm like, have you seen any movies recently? He's like, I saw a movie 7 years ago called The Blind Side. That's the last movie I saw. It's always stuck in
Oh
my
my God.
head. So,
Wait, really?
like, what this one guy has not seen a movie for like 10 years or 7
Oh
years.
no, I'm really bad at remembering names like that. Like, people ask me my favorite book and I'm like, what's
uh,
my favorite book? I don't know. Okay.
yeah, that's why, yeah, it's got a little bit, it gets a little easier
Yes.
here. So,
Yes.
but
Okay.
you're on the hot seat. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate always.
Favorite country to travel to?
France.
Yeah, could have guessed that one.
Yeah.
Favorite Star Wars character?
Mm, Yoda.
That's a great answer. Yoda's my favorite. Yeah, that and Luke
Okay.
Skywalker. All right, what is
Hmm.
your spirit animal? Is it the brand name?
A squirrel. I would say it's a squirrel, but also a scorpion. I know you're gonna roll your eyes and say, basic LA, but I really resonate with this. I'm a Scorpio. I love my astrology sign. I really feel it within me. And I said that I'm not gonna get a tattoo because my parents would kill me. But if I were to get one, it would be a scorpion. A
Scorpion.
scorpion. So I always would like get henna tattoos at different parties that I went to. I'll
Right.
never actually get the real thing, but it's a reminder that is my spirit animal.
Got it. Got it. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or truck?
SUV,
For food, salty or sweet?
sweet.
Yep. Could have guessed that one. Favorite day of the
Yeah.
week and why?
Oh, Thursday. No one expects me to say this, but Thursday is my favorite day of the week because, which is today. We're recording on a
Yep.
Thursday because
Yep.
I'm a very structured person. I like to be organized. I like my to do list, going to work. Like that is what lights me up. But then at the same time, I know that is like typically the night where I go hang out with friends after or go out to dinner and then I know that tomorrow's Friday, so I always have fun. I don't know.
Love it. So we're catching you on the best day of the week. Love
Yes,
it.
best
Love
day of
it.
the week.
By design.
I'm in my flow.
By
Yeah.
design. Love it. All right. So meant to happen. Uber or Lyft? Which one do you prefer?
Uber.
LeBron James, if you're a sports fan, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe? Which one do you think is the greatest of all time?
I'm gonna go with Kobe, but I honestly, I'm not a sports person, so in terms of like pure skill, raw talent, I have no idea. Okay.
Well, I think you're right. Kobe's great. So
Okay,
definitely
yeah,
number
I
one or
love
number two.
Kobe. Yes.
Terminator 1 or Terminator 2, if you watch
Oh my God.
action movies.
No, I don't.
Okay. We'll skip over that one. All right, last question.
Okay.
Favorite
Okay.
food or drink? This one you can answer. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island? You cannot say French Squirrel. Can't say any of your products. You cannot say Genius Juice. And you cannot say anything available at EREWHON. That eliminates many, many, many things.
Okay. Salmon.
Salmon, but that's at EREWHON, isn't it?
That's an EREWHON, yeah. I thought you meant like a packaged product. Something not
Anything. It
available at
has to be
EREWHON?
something not at EREWHON that is on a deserted island.
Oh my God.
That's really hard, actually.
That's really well, it's a grocery store. Um, let's go with I know, Susie's Cakes.
There you go. Those are not at
I don't
EREWHON
I
for sure.
They're not. Susie Cakes. I pride myself in the fact that I do eat pretty healthy. And if there's one cake that's always at a birthday party that I mean, I don't really eat cake, but if I do,
Hmm.
it's Susie Cakes.
You
I
lose
love
control.
their frosting. Lose all control.
Yep.
It's this amazing, extremely sweet frosting, and it's incredible. If you haven't tried, if anyone's in LA, if you haven't tried Susie Cakes, they're the best.
Love it. Okay. Straight from Sydney, Susie Cakes. Big plug there. I want to do one more plug.
Yeah.
Your website. What is your website? How can people
Yes.
buy your products? And then what's
Yes.
your Instagram and TikTok?
Thank you. FrenchSquirrel.com is my website.
I can't believe you got that name. Like it seems like that'd be
Oh,
taken, but yeah.
well, that was taken many, many years ago. My mom actually bought the domain name when I first said the name, like when I was
Oh, wow.
11 years old or
That's a
something.
cool story. Wow.
Yeah, it's fine. If we could have gone on, but it wouldn't have been the 15 minutes. And then my Instagram, I have two Instagrams. If you want to follow me personally, it's French.Squirrel. And then if you want to just follow the company page, like the curated products, it's FrenchSquirrel.co.
Love it. Okay,
And
great.
then it's same for TikTok. TikTok
Perfect.
is FrenchSquirrel.co.
Make sure to go
for
out,
my
support
company.
Sydney, buy the products, buy the berets, which I thought was a food, is actually a hat. I
Yeah.
promise they are amazing. They look amazing. I can't wait to try them. I'm going to EREWHON this
Thank
weekend,
you.
and I will buy them from the Venice location.
Thank you.
For sure.
I really
Yep.
appreciate that.
Got a customer. And my wife will love it too. So, all right. So thank you, Sydney, for joining us on episode 124, 15 Minutes of Genius. Great story. Wish you the best of luck in really building these products up. And congratulations on everything you've done. And have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to do this. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Take care. All right, so that's episode 124 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, mark@animatedbeatstudios.net for all your editing desires. He's the guy to go to for editing, for podcasts, for videos, all that good stuff. So that's it. It's ribbon on top in the books. And one last thing, stay squirrel and genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.